I think that very much media makes real life more digestible for other people, and especially Star Wars, because there are so many planets and places to go. It makes perfect sense that there would be all types of identities in a galaxy far, far away.
Every day was
When I was really little, Empire Strikes Back.
I remember the opening
I will say
scroll.
that Star Wars never again. Saw the X-Wing.
Everyone has a Star Wars story. I'm Jordan Hembrow, and I'm meeting Star Wars fans virtually who have been inspired and changed by the galaxy far, far away. Today, I'm talking with Justice of Del Mar, California. Justice's Star Wars journey is one of artistic inspiration, identity, and community. This is Justice's Star Wars story. Justice, thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, I'm so happy to.
Why don't you tell me all about your Star Wars story and how it began for you?
My Star Wars story began in 2004, seeing The Phantom Menace in VHS, and had to stop in the middle of the pod race, and I was so upset because I wanted to know what happened next. And thankfully 2 days later, I got to go back and finish the film, and that kind of catapulted me into watching Attack the Clones on VHS, and then Revenge of the Sith in theaters, and from there, Clone Wars came out, and the rest is kind of history.
So as a child, did you connect with any character specifically?
Yes, the first character that I connected with was Padme Amidala, because she was this well-dressed, well-educated, and well-spoken young girl. And I loved the style and the fashion and how this powerful female leader could also be powerfully dressed.
Now, Viceroy, we will discuss a new treaty.
Is fashion still very, very important with you in your life right now? And did Star Wars impact your fashion sense?
I really think that it's an important way of how we get to express ourselves to other people and for ourselves too. And as a queer, gender non-conforming person, fashion is the way that people see me first and is a way that I can express myself without having to speak. So it's really, I think, amazing that the costuming of the prequel trilogy is just so diverse, and there's just so much and so many bright colors and beautiful clothes coming from the galaxy that I wanted to have the same experience, and every day I kind of dress to impress. But a character that really does speak to me too, and was kind of I grew up with, was Ahsoka Tano, and seeing her progression over the Clone Wars series to then come back in Rebels was just such an incredible journey to go along with her, and have my love for Star Wars grow as people's love for Ahsoka grew, and to follow this character's trajectory from somebody who people didn't want around to one of the most celebrated characters in the franchise.
What does Ahsoka's story arc mean to you personally?
Ahsoka's story arc for me is about not giving up and not having to be defined by where you came from, and just really being focused on the moment and being focused on the people that you love and letting that take you where it will. I remember such a pivotal moment for me was during Ahsoka and Vader's duel on Malachor, when she tells him that
I am no Jedi.
and she doesn't have to go into what she is now, but she isn't a Jedi, and we have to take Ahsoka as she is. And for me, being non-binary is very much about carving my own path through gender and through identity in the world. So I know what I'm not, and I think what's beautiful about Ahsoka is that we've seen her grow up and navigate her own path, and for me, that's what my life is about too.
You've got another really cool hobby right now too. You do cosplaying, right?
Yes,
Tell me about that.
I've been cosplaying since my sophomore year of high school, and what was really wonderful to me about cosplay was that I could dress as any character, and nobody could tell me that that was wrong, because if I was dressed as Barriss Offee or as Ahsoka and I was wearing a dress, that was okay, because that's what those characters wore, and it wasn't kind of breaching, I guess, like a social contract. And even like characters such as Revan, this character who, to the player's choice, can be any gender, and I got to embody this character, which is really cool. Cosplay for me was this way of expressing myself.
So has your relationship with Star Wars sort of evolved actually as you've gotten older as well?
I would say so, as I've pursued the entertainment industry as my profession has very much given me more of an appreciation for Star Wars and everybody behind it. I really think that as I've evolved and kind of grown up with Star Wars, I've seen it evolve too and bring out more diversity and more opportunities for people of diverse backgrounds to connect with characters, and that's really been wonderful for me. For a lot of people, seeing in media makes it easier for them to understand and kind of connect with, and especially Star Wars, because there are so many species and different planets and places to go. It makes perfect sense that there would be all types of identities in a galaxy far, far away. I think that very much media makes real life more digestible for other people, and I think that seeing more of that would absolutely make it easier for people to understand and celebrate in everyday life.
So were there any Star Wars stories that actually inspired you to become a storyteller?
Yes, the first season of the Clone Wars box set was kind of where I first got my footing of like, oh, I can tell stories, because I remember diving into the featurettes and learning about Dave Filoni and that the characters were somebody else's work and that you could go forward into storytelling as a career. So in that moment, I knew that I wanted to pursue storytelling. Eventually, I applied to USC as a screenwriting major and I got in.
That's cool. How does that make you feel?
I pre-pandemic took classes in the George Lucas building every single day. Getting to learn in that impressive shadow has been really wonderful. George Lucas walked the same ground decades ago, and I too can do anything. Now I've been at USC for 4 years as a writing for screen and television major, but I also remember being really influenced by the Knights of the Old Republic games and The Force Unleashed, and really loving the storytelling that comes out of long-form gameplay, and that has led me to work in the games industry as well.
Justice, if you could actually meet your younger self, what would you say to yourself?
I always think of the quote from The Last Jedi, "Hope is like the sun. If you only believe in it when you can see it, then you'll never make it through the night." And that means so much to me because there are a lot of hard moments in life, but for me, Star Wars is about hope and that there will be a brighter tomorrow. And if I could convey anything to my younger self, it would be that, is that there will always be hope.
Justice, you are a filmmaker, a fashion icon, and one hell of a storyteller. I cannot wait to see the next chapter that you write in your own life. Thank you so much for doing this. Really, thank you. I love this one. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you, Jordan.
May the Force be with you.